Masechet Avot, chapter 4, Mishna 1, which discusses the following topics: wisdom, power, wealth, honor, which are qualities and goals sought out by all and valued by all, yet they're very difficult to come by. However, this is what Ben Zoma has to say about them. Ben Zoma Omer, Ezu Hacham, Halomed Mikol Adam, Shnei Emar, Mikol Menem Medah Hiskalti, Ki Edvotecha Sihali. Who is a wise man? A person who learns from everyone. Any person he can learn from. And he gives the pasuk in Tehillim to support that idea. Ezu Gibor, Hagobesh Yisro. Who is a powerful person? A person who's able to subjugate and conquer his desires. And he gives another pasuk for that. Ezu Ashir, who is a wealthy one? Hasamech B'Halko. A person who's happy in his lot. And he gives another pasuk to verse to show that as well. And finally, Ezuhu Mechubad, who is a person who has honor? It's a person who honors other people. So we'll do the rest of the verses later again. So most people view these qualities of wisdom, power, wealth, and honor as accomplishments that you strive to get, and when you get them, you have them. But it's very difficult to get, and if you can't get there, you'll never have them. So you have to run after that. But Ben Zomat doesn't look at it like that. He looks at it as an accomplishment that not few people can acquire, but every person, an everyday man, everyday people can achieve these lofty goals of wisdom, strength, wealth, and honor. It's a way a person is supposed to live day by day, to live and be in a certain way and in the moment. It's an approach to life and state of being. He's advising us also, if you notice, the first and last parts of this Mishnah, wisdom and honor, deal with us and our fellow man, while the middle two, strength of character and wealth, being happy with what we have, deal with our own inner mindsets. Ezu Hacham, Halomed Mikol Adam, who is wise? A person learns from everyone. Shnei Emar, Mikol Men Lemedai Hiskalti, Ki Edvotecha Sihali. Who is a wise man who learns from everyone? As it says in Tehillim, from all those who taught me, I became intelligent, and your laws, your testimonies, Hashem, are what I speak about all the time. To become wise, a person must first actually be humble. Humble within himself, to really recognize he's not the greatest and he has much to learn. To conduct himself as a student who is naturally thirsting for knowledge, and as such, he views all human beings as invaluable teachers, looking for opportunities to learn from others' experiences, be they young, be they old, be they formally educated or not formally educated. Everyone has a valuable knowledge to offer, and even the wicked, as they display how we ought not to behave. Our rabbis even say that they learn more from their students than from anyone else, because their students would ask them questions. The rabbi would have to rethink what he said to make it clear to himself so he could be able to teach it over. And in fact, we don't just call our leaders the rabbi or hacham. In the Gemara, they always address them as tamidei hachamim, perpetual students. A hacham was always learning, always growing, always gaining. He's a student at all times. From all those who taught me, I became intelligent. I learned from everyone. Because your testimonies are what I talk about. Your Torah is what I talk about. I'm proving that I learned the Shem Shemaim for God's sake, to learn God's laws, and not to have any other ulterior motives. Still, it's important to recognize and know that the halakha is not exactly like Ben Zoma, specifically when it comes to Torah education. It says in Shulchan Aruch, they didn't accept his position later. In Yoreh De'ah, Siman Resh Mem Vav 246, everyone has to learn Torah. He says, Harav she'eno holech b'derech tova, av b'shacham gadolhu v'chol ha'am tzirichim lo. A rabbi who doesn't walk in the proper, doesn't conduct himself in the proper moral way, even though he's a great scholar, and all the nation needs him, and the medin miminu, we do not learn from him, ad shehazor l'mutav, until he returns to being good. So I would believe that you can learn from anyone in any place in a moment. You could always pick up ideas, but to make a solid teacher day in and day out, he needs some scrutiny to make sure he's above board to be that type of teacher that educates us on a consistent basis. The next concept is Ezu Gibor Hagobesh Yisro, Shnei Emar Tov Erech Apayim Gibor U'Moshel B'Rucho Melochet Ir. So a person who subjugates his desire is powerful, because his desire is always looking to take control and lead a person's life. And though a person is never ever completely free from his desire, it news day in and day out, he proves his power by winning his battle day in and day out. momentarily freeing himself from the trappings of his desires. And a person could even channel his strong desires towards constructive actions. For example, if a person loves delicious food, he could channel his energy to eat those delicious foods towards eating them on Shabbat and Yamim Tovim, and then he's really using his desires in service of Hashem. Every person, depending on his status and stage in life, has his own specific standards of behavior that are expected of him. And his evil inclination is subtle to exploit his own station in life and use it against him. For example, a yeshiva student is learning Torah all day long might think, well, he really thinking he wants to get out of learning, but how can I do this? I'll go and do a chesed trip. I'll go and help Bikur Holim. I'm doing mitzvot, aren't I? But really, he's trying to get out of learning, and he's expected to be a learner and not doing that that's lower than his level. Or another example would be a very wealthy and observant businessman who might think it's better for him to learn all day Torah or read hours and hours of Tehillim, when in fact he'd be better off serving the community by donating charity, by helping the people in less valuable, less high-level status, the poor, helping others, coming down and helping people with the money God blessed him with, who put him in that specific status to maximize his gifts where Hashem put him, and that's how it's best. So you have to be a gibor, not just in an obvious affront by the Yetzer Hara, but also on an affront that's subtle. So we have to be always aware. Tov erech hapayim gibor, it says in Mishnah, better is a person who's long to anger. Erech hapayim is long to anger. He doesn't anger quickly. Megibor, and a person's powerful, like Samson or Superman, he's better not to anger quickly. That's a one-on-one equation. But it continues. Umoshel b'roho, person controls his spirit completely. Melochet iyad, than a person who conquers a city. Conquering a city is more of a challenge than engaging one person one-on-one. A whole city of people. You have a front entrance, a back entrance, a side entrance, buildings that are high, under the ground buildings, parts of the building. So you have to be very intelligent. How could we conquer that city? So too, we should be intelligent. How do we conquer our Yetzer? How do we set up our environments and our mindsets to make sure the Yetzer does not get us? And a deeper understanding would be if we're genuinely humble. If we're genuinely humble, then we won't have egos, and a person can't trigger us. Oh, how could he do that to me? I'm not. I don't hold myself in much esteem. I'm here to learn and grow. And therefore, I could do what Hashem wants. And we know Hashem is the most humble because He created everything we see, and we don't see Him. Ezu ashir hasamech mehalko, a person who's a wealthy person, happy with his lot. Shneimar yigia kapecha ki tochel ashrecha v'toblach. The work of your hands that you eat, ashrecha, you're happy, you're fortunate, v'toblach, it's good for you. Ashrecha b'amazeh, it's good for you in this world. V'toblach la'olam haba, for the next world. A person must learn to be happy with where he stands in life, as we can only control our present moment. Whatever Hashem gave us, that's our gift. Even a person of little means should be able to look and examine his true wealth, whatever it may be, whatever Hashem's given him. They even say that the word ashir could be an acronym for ayin, eyes, shin, shinayim, yod, yadayim, and resh, raglayim. If a person has his health, he has the abilities to do anything. But if he's always looking down on his luck, then he'll end up being depressed, paralyzed, and stagnant. So even the most destitute person could probably, if he's healthy at least, figure out a way. And even if he's not healthy, there's always ways to figure out to be happy with what we have. And today, living the modern world that we live in, we have a higher standard of living than all the kings and queens of old. Homes and apartments and refrigeration, heating, air conditioning, medicine, transportation, media, whatever, we're way more advanced than they ever were in time. A wise Hasidic rabbi visited a wealthy man with his disciples, and he found the wealthy man eating black bread and radishes for dinner. And the rabbi gave him counsel. And he said to him, listen, tomorrow night I want you to eat chicken, and the next night duck, and the night after that turkey, and the night after that I want you to have steak, a good steak. The man said, thank you, Rabbi, I will. And he left, and the student said, well, Rabbi, what's the story? What do you care what this man's diet is? The rabbi explained, listen, could you imagine if this man ate every night bread and radishes? What kind of charity would he give people who come to him? But if he's eating steak, his charity would be much greater because he's happy with his lot. So a person who has whatever Hashem has given him, whether he's poor or wealthy, needs to have that view that it's good for him, and how can I pull out the greatest parts of it in order to worship Hashem. And above all, if a person views his life as being part of a larger part of some greater plan, like us Bnei Yisrael doing the mitzvot and bringing out the Geulah and doing more mitzvot, helping people, then we're going to be in a much happier place. You're happily achieving mitzvot in this world. Whatever I'm doing mitzvot, I'm helping, I'm doing charity, I'm learning Torah, and I'm happy in this world by doing what I'm doing. And the same joy that you got in this world by doing the mitzvot, you'll also have in the next world. And finally, he ends the Mishnah as Ezu mechubad mechabed et biriyot, shnei emar ki mechabedai achabed bozai yikalu. So who is a person who is honored? It's a person who honors other people. People erroneously and mistakenly believe that they'll do a lot of good in society. Look at what I've done. Did you see what I did? Did you see what I did? He's hoping that people see him and they'll give him honor and adulation. But the rabbis say anyone who chases after respect and honor, it runs away from him. He cannot achieve it. And I believe it's possibly because people recognize, at least subconsciously, the lack of real, genuine altruism from the person's actions. He knows he has an ulterior motive for it. Or he displays it himself by the way his body posture is, like me. That doesn't work. People don't want to be forced, even if a person's wealthy, like me. I want you to honor me, I'm wealthy. Okay, they honor him, but it's not a genuine. I don't know what they say about him behind his back. The only way to achieve genuine honor is when we sincerely honor others. People will feel, by the natural sense of justice and fairness, they'll feel obligated to pay it back. They're going to reciprocate the honor you've given to them. But forcing other people will only bring out resentment. And Hashem himself says, Ki mechabadai achabed, those who honor me, I'll give them honor. Ubozai yikalu, those who do not honor me, they denigrate me, by the very fact that they denigrate me, they will just naturally be not honored by other people or by me, by God.